Welcome back. Hopefully you're able to give a good few of those questions a go. Let's have a look at how you did. Let's check those answers. I'm going to split the video into two though, so it's not too long. So we'll look at questions 1 to 5 to begin with, and in the next video we'll look at the remaining questions. So that was the worksheet you were given. 10 answers really that you were to turn into your own words. We know that our formula is find it, change it. In the exercise that I've given you, I'm really only asking you to do the second part of this. I'm only asking you to do the change it. I'm kind of assuming we've found the answers. So it's this section here. How do we change an answer once we find it to make sure that we've proven to the SQA our understanding? So we did the first one in the last video, but just in case it's been a while since you looked at that video, here it is. So the answer was the nuclear tests in North Korea have been condemned by the international community. And we changed that. We changed the vocabulary to the governments of the world. So that was the international community have strongly criticized, that's condemned, North Korea's ongoing assessments of their atomic capabilities. And that's the idea of nuclear tests. And we didn't change North Korea. There's no need to, it would be silly to try and change that to the country above South Korea or something like that. You don't have to go that far. You have to change as much of the vocabulary as you can, but you don't have to go to extremes. Okay, let's move on to question 2. So question 2, if we were looking at the text and found our answer, word for word was Parliament was on lockdown following the terrorist attack and a debate inside the House of Commons was halted. So how do we go about changing this? Find it, change it. So this is to do with terrorists attacking the government. So I'm looking, what words am I going to try and change here? Well, Parliament, I'm probably going to try and change that. Lockdown, terrorist attack, that's going to be tricky to change, but I'll give it a go anyway. Debate, halted. These are the words that I'm going to try and make sure I don't reuse. House of Commons might be hard to change, so I might leave that as it is. So let's carry on and see some of the ideas we came up with. So the government's buildings, so that's the Parliament, the government's building or the House of Commons, either or. The government's buildings were closed, so that's the idea of being on lockdown. And then just to clarify it, it's a bit stronger than just closed. I put in brackets, nobody was allowed in or out. And that's really got the essential meaning of lockdown in there. And normal political discussion was stopped. So that's the idea that the debate was halted. Debate is just a type of discussion. To halt something is to stop something. And finally, I had to go changing terrorist attack after the ambush by a violent group. So I've changed attack to ambush, terrorists to a violent group. I might have gotten away with keeping terrorists and just saying ambush by terrorists, but I'm being as careful as I possibly can. So the full answer would look something like this. The government buildings were closed, nobody was allowed in or out, and normal political discussion was stopped after the ambush by a violent group. Let's move on to question 3. So I've gone to the text, I've found my answer, there it is, but I need to change it. The Prime Minister surprised everyone by announcing a snap general election in a bid to strengthen her position. So I'm looking at words like Prime Minister. Can I change Prime Minister? Might be able to. Surprised. Should be able to change that. Announcing. Snap. General election. And this phrase, strengthen her position. So those are the core ideas. Those are the core ideas within this question. And I'm going to give it a go. Change them. So people were shocked by the leader's decision. So that's the surprised everyone. People were shocked by the leader's decision. I've just changed Prime Minister to leader. To call a sudden vote. That's to call is to announce. Snap is a snap general election. I've changed into a sudden vote. And then I have to change the last section to strengthen her position. Really, all she's trying to do is to secure her job. So what I've done is I've simplified it. If you want to imagine this, if you're trying to explain a complicated sentence to someone younger than you, maybe you have a younger brother or sister or a cousin or a friend who's 4 or 5 years younger than you, and you're trying to use simpler vocabulary to help them understand the ideas. And this is what the answer looks like in full. If I was to write it down, people were shocked by the leader's decision to call a sudden vote to secure her job. And that is me using my own words, showing my understanding, and thereby guaranteeing myself I get full marks for this question. Now, let's have a look at question 4. After months of waiting, the zoo was delighted to announce the long-awaited birth of a baby panda. Right, what am I going to try and change here? Let's find it, change it. I found my answer, here it is, but I still need to change it, otherwise I'm leaving them with a caterpillar, and they don't want that. They want my butterfly. Okay, so after months of waiting, I could probably change that. The zoo, I don't think I'm going to be able to change that. I think I'm going to leave that exactly as it is. Was delighted. I can change delighted. There's loads of words like delighted. To announce, I can change that. The long-awaited birth, and possibly baby. I'm not going to be able to change panda. I mean, I could, but it would be ridiculous. I'd be like the bear from Asia in the country of China that's black and white. It's too long, convoluted. The SQA is not looking for you to jump through hoops like that. So, let's have a look at the answer. After what seemed like a long time, so that's the first bit changed, after months of waiting. The zoo, I've kept zoo, was very happy to tell the world. So delighted. If I just said happy, I wouldn't get the marks. Happy on its own isn't enough. I have to say very happy. Alright, I have to basically qualify that delighted is more than just happy. It's very happy. To tell the world, that's my announcement. And then I changed the last bit about the much anticipated. So long awaited, I've changed to much anticipated new arrival, which is kind of a common way we talk about babies. A newborn panda. So I haven't used the word baby, but I've kept the word panda. Okay, so panda and zoo have stayed in, but the rest I've managed to change. And so the full answer looks like this. After what seemed a long time, the zoo was very happy to tell the world about the much anticipated new arrival, a newborn panda. And that'll get me full marks because I've changed it. I've kept the essential meaning, but I've changed it into my own words. I have proven that I understand everything that's going on in that sentence up above. And in the next video, we'll look at the remainder of the questions and answers. What I'd like you to do though now is, if you feel like, oh, do you know what, I wasn't doing that right in my answers, go back to questions 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Go back to them now. Change your answers. All right, I'm giving you a chance to go back and improve upon them, rewrite them. Okay, if you want to leave it till later today or tomorrow, give yourself a bit of time. If you think, oh, I actually now think I understand it, I think I know what the proper approach is, grab a fresh piece of paper if you want and just redo those questions before checking the answers. It'll really help you out. If you've done quite well in the question so far, then feel free to skip straight on to the next video and I'll meet you there.